Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another movie review. Now before I start, last week I didn't review any films. Even though I saw 4 movies in the theater, I did not review a single film. And the reason why is because I was very tired. I was very exhausted. I had a lot of schoolwork to do. I had a final project where I had to actually construct an entire chair out of cardboard. I mean, look, there's the chair. You see that? You see that piece of shit? I had to construct that entire thing. So, you know what? I was tired after that. Let me put those back. I was tired after that. So, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to review these before. But I'm here to review a bunch of movies now. And the first movie I'm going to review that I did not get a chance to review last week is Deliver Us from Evil. Now, these are going to be shorter reviews, so I can get them out of the way, so I can go and move on to newer films. But I'm still going to give you a good critique on them. At least I hope I am. So let's go on to Deliver Us from Evil. This movie, Deliver Us from Evil, is of course directed by Scott Derrickson, the guy that did Sinister, Exorcism of Emily Rose. He did that Day the Earth Stood Still remake, which I was very iffy on. But the other 2 films I actually really liked quite a bit, especially Sinister. I thought that was really good, really likable characters. But that's mostly because of the writer, who was, of course, Carlisle from Spill.com. Huge fan of Spill.com, by the way. So I was looking forward to this film. I thought it actually had a pretty decent premise. It was a cop. There was some exorcism stuff going on. There's a priest there, played by Edgar Ramirez. He's just like, oh man, there's a bunch of spirit stuff going on. And of course, there's a cop there. He's just like, I don't believe in spirit stuff. And you go, bang, 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 shoot, 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 scary, scary, darkness. That's how I explain the story. But I thought it looked pretty interesting for the most part. You know, I'll bet generic, but it looked interesting. I don't know. I was excited for it. So, what did I think of this film? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the story itself is definitely generic. It goes exactly to where you think it's going to go. And even if the movie is supposedly based on true events, like it actually is based on the memoir of the actual officer. I forgot his name, but he's actually based on a real person. Eric Bana plays a real life person in this film. He's a real cop. You know, he's hard edge. He's a badass. Don't screw with him. Especially you ghosts and demons. Don't screw with him because he's a badass. But anyway, even though it's based on a real story, it still is very generic, very formulaic, and pretty unbelievable for the most part. But I have to give this movie credit. It has some good atmosphere. It has some good performances. I thought Edgar Ramirez was probably the best character here. He was the most interesting, the most fun to watch. I thought Eric Bana did a good job as well. You have Olivia Munn, who plays his wife in the film, and she's okay. She's not in it too much. You have Joel McHale, who plays kind of a different type of character. I mean, he still plays the comedic sidekick in the film, but he's like this buff dude that likes to fight with knives and stuff, which I never thought I would ever see Joel McHale as the buff dude with knives. You know, I never thought I would see that, and he actually pulls it off pretty well. I mean, he definitely got buff for this film, or maybe something else, and he was just buff for this. I don't know. But anyway, he was okay as well. The cast is good here. There is a lot of good, like very good atmospheric moments where the lights are turned off and it's, you know, real creepy, and there's just like sounds and stuff and just some grotesque imagery here and there. But for the most part, the movie isn't very scary. It's generic, like I said, very formulaic. You know where it's going to go. You know nothing truly terrible is going to happen to the main characters. And you know it's going to end off with an exorcism, which is going to be very silly. But I didn't hate this film. I really did not. Even though it wasn't very scary, thought the atmosphere was definitely there. I thought the acting was really good for the most part. The writing, not great, but I still enjoyed myself for the most part. It wasn't scary. It had atmosphere. Had good characters, had good had good acting. I don't know. I thought it was a mixed bag, but I'm leaning more towards positive. So I'm going to give this a 26 out of 40. I enjoyed this film. It's not amazing. It's definitely not the best from the director, but I still enjoyed this film quite a bit. So there you go. Thank you, and goodbye.